D-Man here.
Yep, do that.
Just telling you,
Do
I
this.
hope you like this video.
Do this.
So let's get in
And like,
to the
yep,
video.
get to the video.
Enjoy.
Peace. Hey guys, D-Man here, doing a review on Black Clover. If you did not know this, I did a review on the first episode, actually. Um, and I had some gripes with it then, and I still have a lot of gripes with it now. I said at the end of the season, probably 12 or 13 episodes, I would do a review. It's been 13 episodes, and the season has not ended yet. I'm pretty sure they were renewed for like 50 something like shows. So this is going to be running for quite a long time. So I decided to do this little review in the 13th episode, like I said I would. Alright, this time of me recording, it's been 13 episodes. I don't know if I'm going to release this before the 14th episode comes out. But this time it's been 13 episodes. So, did this show get any better from the first episode I reviewed? And what do I think of this show? Well, I'm going to spoil this whole show, so if you don't want to know that, don't listen. Don't watch, I guess. Um, but let's get into the spoilers. And first, let's talk about the bad rather than the good. I think the bad heavily outweighs the good in this show in some aspects, but the good, there is a little bit of good. So first off, Asta's voice. In the first episode, he screamed like crazy. And as you watch the show, he still screams like crazy. Excuse me for 1 sec. Sorry about that. I have a cold. I have the sniffles. My niece and nephew and sister and other nephew and her boyfriend got me sick. And now I feel like garbage. I don't know which one of them did it, but one of them did. But anyways, let's get into this. Okay, so as I was saying, Ash's voice, he screamed a lot. He yelled and screamed, and it was annoying. Um, does it die down in the show? Kind of, but not to the extent that you want it to. It does a little bit, but not to the extent that you want it to. I kind of like equate it to like a child having a tantrum. You can just let them have it and ignore them because if you like, you can punish them all you want after the tantrum or before the tantrum or when the tantrum is happening. But they still probably won't shut their mouths, so they'll still be crying and whining and just like going where. The best thing you can do is probably put them in their room and shut the door so you don't have to hear it. But this is like the best thing I can equate this to is Asta is basically just that annoying. But instead of it stopping after like a few minutes, sometimes even longer, depending on your child or depending on the child. After it stops, and you're like, oh, good, now I don't have to be annoyed by that anymore. I kind of equate to that, but instead of that, it never stops. It's just constant screaming. But you kind of get used to it after a while. You kind of just go like, oh, okay, I guess he's screaming still, so you kind of just get used to it. Um, it's almost like a noise that you just get used to. Just because you just get used to it, obviously. It's just like that. Could you imagine just hearing a noise day in, day out? You'd probably just get used to it eventually. That's what you get used to, and that's you get used to his screaming, is what I'm saying. But it's still there, and it's still very annoying. Um, and when this first came out, one of my issues with it. Sorry, was that it was a basically just a bunch of tropes put together to make a anime or a manga, whichever one you're interested in. And I gotta say, it still is. No matter how far you go into it, it still is a bunch of tropes to make an anime. Um, if you have a problem with that, if you have a problem with a bunch of tropes, uh, you're gonna have a problem with this. At first, it reminded me of Naruto, and then it reminds me of Fairy Tail, and just stuff in between there just keeps on reminding me of anime that I've watched before. Just a bunch of tropes, like a ridiculous amount of tropes. Um, that's another negative on it, obviously. The third, pretty much every episode has filler. It only does like one manga chapter per episode, and sometimes that's not even true. Sometimes it only does like half of it, or maybe not even like a quarter of it. And there's like it's just filler and then filler and then filler in between, and I'm wondering why. But like I guess it's because they have so much episodes they're gonna release, and they can't go hog wild on the manga chapters because the manga's only like up to like 100 or something like that. So if they go multiple manga chapters in an episode, they wouldn't be able to keep up. The episodes would run out of chapters, and they'd have to do long hiatuses of filler, kind of like Naruto did, I guess. But I find that really annoying, to be honest. uh, Half the things were just filler that you didn't need. Like the whole second episode was about their childhood, and I felt like that could have been done like 5 to 10 minutes and much better than it was done because it was done and it was super lame. It was just kind of like, okay, why did I watch that? That was just super boring. But it was done anyways, I guess. um, but yeah, that was boring. This whole time, this like the whole filler thing is really boring, and there's a lot of filler, a lot of filler. Um, and plus it extends out scenes as I was saying, because that part in the second, like the whole second episode was a short scene in the manga, at least of what I've heard of. I don't remember seeing it myself, to be honest. But a lot of people said that they saw it in the manga like a short scene. I haven't seen the manga in a while. But they said it was like a short scene in the manga, but it was a whole episode in this, so they stretched that out ridiculously amounts. What they do with a lot of content, actually, like a lot of things in the manga, they'll stretch it out in this like a very long time. It's ridiculous, to be honest. Um, so all in all, it has a lot of flaws, a lot of flaws. What's the good in it? It's not badly animated, although it's not the best. I would say I have seen better animation, but it's not like super bad. Um, the characters are semi interesting. At least some of them are. The action scenes are pretty good, and it does follow the manga better than some stories does. I guess not to a T, might I remind you, but better than some. Um, so it's like okay, I guess. Um, it's okay. I don't really know what else to say about it. That's pretty much all the good things I can think about it. And if it ever gets to it in the manga, there are some good like chapters about some good things, like some good fight scenes and stuff that are coming up. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take them to get to it. Maybe a year or so to get to it. Maybe episode 40. I'm just joking, obviously. But once they get to those, I'm hoping they animate those really good and make them look really nice. Hopefully, we can only hope. But so far it's pretty lackluster. Lackluster. So, do I suggest watching this? Uh, I can't really suggest watching this unless you want to wait long hours and stuff. What I suggest doing is watching it, skipping through most of the episode, and then watching the good part. Episode two, uh, you could watch like 5 minutes and skip through the rest because you already like watch like 3 minutes and you figure out what's gonna happen, and then skip that whole episode if you really want to because that episode sucked. Um, just skip through most of the episodes. Skip through like the majority of the episode and just watch the good parts, and then you'd probably enjoy it. If you watch like 5-10 minutes of every episode, you'll probably enjoy it. If you watch the whole episode, you're gonna be like, why is this so long and drawn out and boring? But if you skip, you'll probably enjoy it. So I suggest skipping it. skipping the majority of it and just watching like 5 or 10 minutes in each episode that are the good parts. I would actually recommend reading the manga more than I would recommend watching the anime because the manga is much better. The manga is not perfect, mind you, because the anime is based off the manga, so it has a lot of tropes in the manga, and it does a lot of stupid things in the manga, but it's better than the anime, to be honest. Will I continue watching this? I probably will. I don't mind it. I kind of like it. It's kind of a distraction, I guess. Hopefully, it gets better and it doesn't get worse. And hopefully, in later episodes, they do eventually die his screaming down more because they did a little bit, but he still does scream a lot. But anyways, that's my 13 episode review of the whole season. I'm gonna call this a season review because 13 episodes is a good season, I guess. Even though it's not finished yet. But that's my little review of Black Clover because I said I was gonna do one after about 12 to 13 episodes, so I did one. Is it good? Not super good. Is it watchable? Yes. Uh, would I suggest watch it? I would suggest skipping through most of it and just watching the good parts. But it's fair. It's fair. And I don't mind it, to be honest. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my review. Hope you liked it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as always, my friends, stay sane. A peace.
Hey guys, D-Man here. Just remind you to subscribe by clicking here. It works on mobile.
It does.
Or click here to watch my last video. It also works on mobile. Just remember,
like, share,
subscribe
comment.
and stuff.
Stay safe, my friends. Peace. Stay safe.
Alright, bye-bye.
Bye. Subscribe.